ABC General Hospital spoilers reveal that the story surrounding Dante Falconeri, his son Rocco, and the ripple effects touching so many lives right now feels particularly rich and personal to me. I've watched Dante grow from a troubled young man into a dedicated police officer and father, and seeing him navigate these latest suspicions has me reflecting on how much we've all traveled with these characters through the decades. What stands out to me most is the pivotal moment when Isaiah Gannon decides to open up to Dante with a significant secret. Isaiah has always struck me as a principled doctor, someone who truly cares about helping people, and his choice to share what he knows about Rocco's situation feels like a turning point that could change everything. I've been turning this over in my mind, and I believe it's one of the smartest moves the writers have made lately because it forces Dante to confront truths he might rather not face. Rocco was treated for a gunshot wound after that frightening incident with Cullum, and the way the story is revealing these details bit by bit keeps me on the edge of my seat. Dante has already started showing quiet doubts about his son's recent behavior, those little hesitations, the way he watches Rocco more carefully, and I think any parent who has raised a teenager through difficult times can relate deeply to that quiet worry. Of course, Britt's involvement adds such a compelling layer of complexity. She's clearly trying to shield Rocco, stepping in to cover for his actions in a way that feels both protective and risky. I've always had a soft spot for Britt. She's come so far from her earlier days, finding redemption and purpose, and her decision to stand by Rocco speaks to that growth. Yet it's also creating fresh tension between her and Dante, a new strain in their relationship that feels authentic and earned. I keep asking myself whether this protectiveness will ultimately help Rocco or pull everyone deeper into trouble, and I suspect the writers are steering us toward the latter in the most dramatic fashion possible. That tension between Dante and Britt isn't explosive or angry in an unpleasant way. It's the kind of quiet, emotional friction that longtime viewers like me savor because it mirrors real life. Two people who care about the same young man but see the path forward differently. It's heartfelt and gripping all at once. The beauty of these intertwined stories is how they're building towards something much larger. The truth about Rocco's crime, whatever the full details may be, is inching closer to coming out, and when it does, I have no doubt it will ignite a brand new conflict between the WSB and the PCPD. I've seen interagency clashes on General Hospital before, but this one feels different, more personal, more layered with family stakes. Dante being caught between his role as a detective and his role as a father adds such emotional weight. Will he have to choose between protecting his son and upholding the badge he's worn with such pride? I believe he'll find a way to honor both, but not without some painful growing moments that will keep us talking for weeks. What I appreciate most is how the show is handling these revelations with care. Isaiah's decision to confide in Dante doesn't feel forced. It stems naturally from his sense of medical ethics and his concern for Rocco's well-being. That secret he's been carrying about the treatment after the shooting is heavy, and sharing it could either clear the air or stir up even more questions. I've watched enough storylines over the years to know that secrets rarely stay buried in Port Charles, and this one has all the hallmarks of a slow burn revelation that will pay off beautifully. Dante's growing suspicions about Rocco's actions aren't coming from nowhere. They're rooted in a father's intuition, the kind that develops after years of watching your child navigate life's challenges. It makes his character feel so real and relatable to those of us who have raised families of our own. Britt's choice to cover for Rocco is another element I find myself defending to my fellow fans. Some might see it as risky or even misguided, but I view it as a sign of her deep capacity for compassion and loyalty. She's been through her own share of mistakes and second chances, and extending that grace to Rocco feels consistent with the woman she's become. Of course, this protectiveness is creating noticeable strain with Dante, and I think that tension is one of the most interesting new dynamics on the canvas right now. It's not the kind of conflict that makes me uncomfortable watching. It's the thoughtful kind that explores how love and duty sometimes pull in opposite directions. I have faith the writers will resolve it in a way that honors both characters while moving the larger story forward. As these threads tighten, the potential showdown between the WSB and PCPD has me genuinely excited for what's ahead. We've seen powerful organizations clash before, but when personal family secrets are at the center, the stakes feel so much higher. Rocco's crime and the truth behind that gunshot wound are poised to shake multiple pillars of Port Charles society, and I can already imagine the heated meetings, the whispered alliances, and the difficult choices that will follow. Will Dante be forced to step back from the investigation to protect his son? Or will he trust the system he's part of while fighting privately to help Rocco face the consequences? Either path offers rich storytelling possibilities, and I trust General Hospital to choose the one that surprises and satisfies us most. Looking back at all the years I've spent with this show, moments like these remind me why I've never stopped watching. The characters we've loved for decades continue to evolve, facing challenges that feel fresh even after all this time. Isaiah stepping forward with his revelation, Dante wrestling with fatherly doubt, Britt offering protection at personal cost. These elements blend together into a tapestry that feels both nostalgic and brand new. The heat is definitely on in Port Charles, and the coming weeks promise revelations that will have us all leaning closer to our screens. I find myself smiling as I think about how far we've come with these families. The Falconeers have always been at the heart of so many memorable stories, and this chapter with Rocco feels like a natural evolution of that legacy. The involvement of the WSB adds that international intrigue we've enjoyed in the past, while the PCPD keeps it grounded in the everyday workings of Port Charles we know so well. It's a perfect balance, the kind that has kept me loyal for more than 4 decades. Britt and Dante's new tension doesn't diminish their care for each other. If anything, it deepens the relationship by showing its complexities. And Isaiah, well, he might just prove to be the catalyst that brings some much-needed clarity to a very messy situation. There's a warmth and hopefulness that runs underneath even the most suspenseful moments on General Hospital, and that's what keeps me coming back. No matter how dark the secrets get, the show always leaves room for redemption, understanding, and growth. Rocco's story, whatever the full truth may be, will test the people around him, but I believe it will also strengthen bonds in unexpected ways. Dante's suspicions will lead him to greater wisdom as a father. Britt's protectiveness will highlight her capacity for love, and Isaiah's honesty could earn him new respect in the community. The impending clash between the WSB and PCPD is sure to deliver thrilling scenes, but at its core, this is still a story about family, loyalty, and doing what's right when everything is on the line. I'm counting the hours until the next episode, just as I have for all these wonderful years. These latest developments have reignited that old excitement in the best possible way, intense, yet comforting, dramatic, yet deeply human. The truth about Rocco is coming, alliances are shifting, and new tensions are adding spice to relationships we thought we knew so well. Port Charles feels alive with possibility right now, and I, for one, couldn't be happier to be along for the ride. There's always another chapter waiting, another secret ready to be revealed, and that beautiful promise is exactly why General Hospital remains my favorite appointment on television after all this time. I'll be right here, cheering for these characters we've grown to love like old friends, eager to see how it all unfolds in the days and weeks ahead.